In the previous exercise, I showed you how to pull the key. Now what we're going to do is actually create the file that's going to go to Flash. Now you've got to be careful with After Effects because it's you've got to render the comp. So what you do is you just select the composition, add to the render queue, and this is where the rubber hits the road. When you click the, in the output module, when you click the lossless setting, the output module settings appear. Now, there are two ways of pulling a key, and I'm going to be honest with you, I prefer the QuickTime method rather than the FLV method. But I'm going to show you the FLV method first, and then we'll get into the QuickTime. The FLV method is right here. You get to choose it from the pop-down menu. Now look, you cannot apply an alpha channel or a key or a keyed out video to F4V MPEG-4 H.264. It's got to be the FLV format. So you choose the FLV. I don't need the project link or the source XMP. I'm going to click the format options, come to video, and I'm going to be using the ON2 VP6 codec. You cannot use Source and Spark for this purposes. The other thing you want to be aware of is encoding the alpha channel. So you make sure that you get the alpha channel encoded. If you have this deselected, you've just flattened the video and you're just going to have a video with a black background basically. The frame rate, you can take the frame rate up to 30 frames per second, but I'm going to leave it at 15 frames per second. And this is why I'm not a huge fan of working here. The Adobe Media Encoder allows me to use 2-pass VBR, which is a little bit more accurate than the 1-pass that you get with the FLV F4V exporter. So I go with the VBR. There's no audio track here, so I really just, well, there is an audio track, but we're going to knock it back a bit. We can get away with about 400 kilobits per second. And then make sure that the quality is set to best. And then audio. And you only get the MP3 audio output. And you can knock the bit rate up to about 64K per second. Click OK. And to create the FLV, all you have to do is click OK. You come here, and we're going to output this as DW. I'm going to output this as DW vid FLV, and you can determine where it goes. Okay, so I can save it to this one, which is the Basix 2. So I'm just going to click Save, and then you just click the Render button, and this goes fairly quickly. You can see that. Right there, the render queue is going. So we'll pick this up when it finishes. Here we go. And you hear that little chime, and it's done, and the FLV is sitting in the folder. Now I'm going to remove this video from the render queue, and I want to show you the other way of doing it. So I'm going to go back to the video, select the composition, add to the render queue. And this time in the output module settings, I'm going to use a QuickTime movie. I prefer to work with QuickTime. I'm not going to say you have to. If you can find other formats that create alpha channels as well as QuickTime does, then knock yourself out. But I'm going to deselect the Include Project link. I'm going to choose QuickTime Movie, and the format options are here. This is where it gets really important. If you are working with alpha channel video in Flash or in QuickTime, you must choose the animation codec, which is a lossless codec that doesn't lose anything, and you must set the color depth to millions of colors plus. Okay, that plus means millions of colors plus an alpha channel. So it's 24-bit color plus an extra 8 bits for the alpha channel. Set quality to best. The reason you want to go with the quality to best is real simple. This is lossless, so big file, no big deal, because you're going to be running it through the Adobe Media Encoder anyway. So what you do is you just choose your codec type, away you go, click OK, and make sure that you include the audio. And I'm going to knock the audio back to mono here. Click OK, and then it's going to save out as the video, so I'm going to just save this as DW alpha. Click Save, and I'm going to render this out. And we'll pick this up when it finishes. There we go. It took us approximately 25-30 seconds for this to be done. So I'm going to quit After Effects, and I'm going to hop over to the Adobe Media Encoder, which is right here. So when the Media Encoder opens, all you need to do is just add the file to your queue. So I'm just going to hop over to my desktop here and come find the, there it is, DW Alpha. Click Open. There it is. It loads in, and you don't pay attention to anything here. Just double-click the preset if you want, or even click the Settings button to open the encoder. And there we go. Now, the encoder is really kind of neat because you can set the in and the out points here. You can scrub through it and see where everything is. But let's get started here. The format, notice it defaults to F4V. You must choose FLV. Now that you've got the FLV chosen, choose the Video tab, and this time encode the alpha channel. Do not resize the video. It's just going to make it bigger, and fuzz it out. You're going to choose VBR 2-pass. And I'm going to knock the bit rate back to about 400 that we used earlier. And next up, I'm going to set the quality to best. And then just do the audio, knock it back to mono, knock the bit rate back to about 64 kilobits per second. And I always come back and check. Video, have I got the encode alpha channel? Yes, I do. Is it the ON2 VP6? Yes, I do. Is the bit rate correct? No, I wanted 400, so you can actually select the number here, scrub across it, and type in 400. And once I've got everything set, click OK. And you return to the queue. And you just click the Start Queue button. And it does the same thing that it did in After Effects. You just see that progress bar, and away you go. And it's finished, and we're ready to go. So now, let's hop over to Flash and start playing with the video. And we'll see you over there.